The public safety tax in both Oakdale and Ceres has not prevented layoffs and cuts to services in those cities. And what assurances are there that Modesto will not have the same experience?
I'm not familiar with the details of the finances, but the amount of money that's going to be raised and the game plan that has been approved by the council in a resolution that has been published in the Bee certainly explains that, assuming that the projections are accurate, that they will be able to rehire and retain the employees in those projections. And it isn't just police employees, it's fire department employees as well. I think that's the thrust of the public safety theme of Measure X. So if the numbers come in lower, if the economy takes another turn down, certainly there will be a revenue shortfall beyond the projections. But I think that's typical of any sort of a budgetary process, regardless of whether Measure X is implemented or not. The budgetary process requires some estimates to be made by the finance department. The council reviews them, and it's up to the council to make their best guess. So these are forecasts, and if you can project beyond 6 years, you're a better person than I. But usually 1 to 2 years is about the best you can do. And it will be an incremental process, and certainly one that will involve a lot of oversight, which the oversight board would be included, as well as audits. So that would be my response.
Yeah, there's lots of things that impact that, and I think even the budget history of the last 4 or 5 years in the city of Modesto answers that very same question. As an example, when we were told to eliminate or identify $6 million in cuts as an example, we were all hopeful that it would be a 1-year fix, that the economy would turn around much quicker than it has, if it's even turned around in some respects. And then the next year, and then the next year, and the next year. So we didn't find ourselves out of this problem after one budget year of cuts. It's multiple years, so it's difficult to forecast, as Paul said. But best estimates indicate that this is a bridge, this is a plan, this is a roadmap to make the city safer, to improve the quality of life for our public and our citizens in Modesto, and then we'll see where we're at 6 years down the road. And if it's determined that the tax must be continued, then the voters will get an opportunity to say so. Carol, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I think that in some ways we're arguing over angels on the head of a pin. The reality is the city has made enormous cuts in all kinds of places, and I have always been the quality of life person. And so whether it's putting more cops on the street and making the parks and schools and all those programs that relate to public safety better, giving people more responses when their alarm goes off or they call for help or whatever, or whether it's the ability to restore some people in some of the other departments that have been cut. If we don't pass this, there will be other cuts in the city across the board, and it hurts us all. This isn't about paying the city back, it's about quality of life for the citizens.
Thank you.
This regime, this manager and mayor actually differentiate between core activities of our city and non-core activities of our city. Why are they dismantling the core projects? Why do we always fire policemen and cops? And frankly, it knocks me out that the policemen and the firefighters don't go to management and say, why don't you cut a clerk? Why don't you not go to Washington, D.C.? Why don't you do the thing, take those non-core issues and gut them, not the police department. Does anybody in this room think that we want fewer cops or worse policing or less fire protection? I hope you don't.
Okay, great, thank you.